Alrighty guys, back to you with another YouTube video. Today we're going to be testing out some of the light features and stuff with the lights to see how kind of programming works and getting a little in depth with that. But besides that, we got one more light to hook up over here. We're going to do a Evo 6. It's not out here yet, gotta get it out the car, but thinking kind of like right here, depending on how it flows and stuff. The propane line, it's a Titan 4, so it's a liquid propane run CO2 burner. Got 4 burners in it. So propane lines and tanks right here. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna run it up here, let it sit right here, probably about yay high, or even with the light, just so that heat doesn't totally scorch that or anything, because it's a sucker for heat. CO2 burner, you're just basically burning liquid propane, and the byproduct of it is heat and CO2. The CO2 is what we're mainly looking for, but the heat is just a little extra. You guys hear in the background a little beeping. This is what, 6,500 ppms of CO2 right now. This baby, I might not even need the CO2 generator for winter. With this baby heating it up, and also being liquid propane, basically the propane burner, CO2 generator, just an aspect of a heater. So we're going to see how those CO2 levels equate when we get both of them running and heated up and fans circulating. But we're also going to have those little ACI fans. Gonna start putting those up. Probably one here, one in the corner, one in the middle, one in the middle, one in the corner, one in the middle, one in the corner. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe I have 8. So I'll probably find another spot for the 8th one just to blow. But looking good so far. It's our little plan for today. Stick with me and see where we're gonna end up. Also, with this heater, anybody that's an HVAC certified or knows anything about propane heaters, let me know, because this is probably going to get changed to a thermostat. I just personally don't know the knowledge or want to mess around with the propane heater and thermostat, but if anybody has any recommendations or knowledge on how to, please let me know. Was looking at just those basic Mr. Heater thermostats, or like a honeycomb one or honey whatever it is. Just going to probably run it all the way over and just sink it right next to the ACI. But if anybody knows anything about these and thermostats and hooking a thermostat up to them, please drop a comment down below. It will be much appreciated. Alrighty guys, here's a backdraft dampener. This is 6-inch, and one thing I gotta say about this is run with ACI with these, because you do not get this type of construction and seals with just what you get from Home Depot or even an HVAC store. I bought the 4-inch ones last round with the small tent, and it was literally like this horrible, very thin metal. The whole thing was constructed of it. This is like literally good quality right here. So, but just another reason why I just keep running with ACI. They're undebatably better in my opinion. So here you guys go. Break this down a little bit for you. So that vent right there, I'm going to put a air intake on. So it's going to be a 6-inch pipe running to the 6-inch filter box from AC Infinity, running to a 6-inch inline. So it's going to be sucking the air in and then blowing it. I gotta figure that out. I don't know if I'm gonna cut a hole through here or try to run it down, over, under, and put it in that back corner for a what do you call it, air intake. So air intake's gonna go on the ground, blowing in fresh air on the ground, and then coming up here, it's gonna suck all the hot air up and out, because majority of the time I'm focusing and struggling on heat, more or less, especially with all the lights in here. But that's the plan for right now. Walk you guys through a little bit of a idea once we get out to the workshop. and see what we come up with. We're out in the workshop now, thinking about cutting this plywood in about, what would you say? We got a 6-inch, basically an 8-inch across vent. So I'll probably be cutting it 8 inches down, making it 8 by, well, that's a foot. So 8 by a foot. And we're gonna cut a 6-inch, actually right under, like a 5/8 inch circle, just so we could fit that 6-inch ACI duct up into this lip, so it'd be an airflow. It'd just be harnessed in there. Alrighty guys, here's a little end clip of the intake. That other one did not fit around the vent at all, so I just cut another one a little bit bigger. It was a 12 feet by 11 inches just to fit around that vent, and then just kind of screwed it up in there. Kind of folded those pipes over a little bit, so it's kind of like putting a mouth over the vent, so hopefully it gets all the surface. But here's the intake. It's upside down for a reason, because this hatch is going to be annoying to hold up because there's nothing to hold it. So just switch the airflow, so it's going to be coming in that end. So the airflow is going to go up through this side and out here. So I'm going to have that hooked right up to that mouth right there, kind of right here. Push it back a little bit, and then I'm going to have the new 6-inch Pro fan for the intake. The nice part about the AI is I will have a 2-zone. So this longer temperature cord will be going into that first hose up there for a intake, and I'll program it hopefully for an intake, and then the regular exhaust with this temperature thermometer gauge for the actual just ambient around. So I'm gonna see if I can hook up another sensor, another long one, see if I can get another zone over here or something, but that's for future testing. But on to finishing this box up. Got a ton more of this HVAC tape, and gonna just wrap it around it, blah blah blah, with the clamp. So we'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Here we go, bring you guys up. We got the intake on the vent running right to the 6-inch Pro here. Got it screwed in. We're gonna run the power to over to there. Then we got the control cord that we're going to also run. But on top of that, we're going to run this, hook that up, and then we'll get back to you guys after I hook that up and show you how we're going to run the intake down to the ground. Alrighty guys, we'll give you a look real quick at what we finished. We got the filter box in there. Yes, I know it's upside down, but it's just going to be easier to do this from the ground and just boop boop. But that's the inside. Got the airflow going this way. Get up here a little bit more. Let's see what we did over here. So we got this little wire coming into the actual intake vent. But later on, I'm probably going to move it down further just so it gets a little bit more current outside temperatures for the humidity and temperature. Seems to be reading like the inside, but figure if I put it right in front of it on the vent on the wall, it'll be fine. But that's what we finished up here, and we're going to take a look and figure out the hose for the intake down here. And then down here, we're going to finish it off with a 6-inch hose running against that beam down over to the back corner on the top side, and then all the way down to the bottom. So the fresh air is going to come in from the bottom, hot humid air is going to get out from the top, and then eventually we're going to test out the CO2 generator. But this is what the Titan Aries 4 LP. So if you guys have any tips or tricks with the CO2 generator, much are appreciated. And same thing with the temperature thermostat, for this. Any help would be much appreciated. Trying to do a probably bucket of concrete with just a pole for the this corner right here, just so I can get that stretch this way and that way and tight like we said earlier. But yeah, hope all is well, man. Peace out. Can't wait. Alrighty guys, here's a little quick video of what we got going on today. So we got a little 1/2 inch PVC with the 5-way T. Basically just going to be bringing it up over here, screwing it onto the wall, and attaching the clip fan to it. Basically, it's going to just imitate the poles that are in the shed, or excuse me, tents. And then later on, we'll put probably a 5-inch, 6-inch height on this with another PVC, just to put these PVC clamp hooks that I'm having my buddy design on. So I could stretch the trellis net all the way down, all the way over, and then I'm going to do a pole in the middle so I get the tension on both sides pretty good. Yeah, gonna finish out these two over here. Gonna figure out the plugs, and then we gotta run all the control wires. That's gonna be fun, but stay tuned. Alrighty guys, we got all of the fans hooked up and put in. Just waiting on one 4-port ACI connector. Should be in the mail today. So once we get over here with all these, we'll get these wires up, organized through there, and then I'm gonna run 4 off of this. So talked to ACI on the phone, and they said they had a guy run up to 4 dongles chained together, so we should be good to go in here. But just gonna take some of these old ones out that I was using with the last grow with the new ACI 4-port. I'm just gonna screw the one in down there after we move some stuff, and then run the control wires. Alright, here we go. Sorry the audio keeps cutting out, but we got all of our fans hooked up. We got 8 of them. We're all gonna have about 2 per plug. Have some mixed in, some not. That's an AC plug. If I do need another AC, I'm just gonna throw it through the wall. Here we go, guys. We got all 8 of the fans hooked up. All looking good. All able to move up and down. Got enough length in the cord for all of them, the control and the power. You know, just shoot. But we gotta deal with this huge mess over here. Got 4 cords that I still need to go in for the 8 fans. So I'm gonna run 3 of these, just 3 fans, 1 connector, 3 fans, 1 connector, and then the last one's gonna have like 2 or 3 on it. So called ACI, and that's gonna be their best recommendation. I was using these little ones off Amazon, but you know, ACI recommends their own products. You know, what can you say? But good, just run them all ACI, so I have no worry. But all those are hooked up. We got all 4 of the lights hooked up onto the first one. The intake, the exhaust. Intake's already all set up. Went and did the hose over here. Just did one of those fan straps that it came on with. Ran it down. Still gotta trim it off or run it to the corner or somewhere. See where that's gonna be best fit. But so far, that's how we're looking for today. I'm not sure what else I'm going to get to next. Probably so just some cleaning up and cleaning so I could put the floor down. And got the 2x2 here. So that's going to be my seedling one with the seed cloner in there. Going to test out the propane heater tonight. Probably be able to just tie it into the same line as here and then just chain it up. And then I'll throw an ACI plug over here, run another connector over there to control it, and then I'll have basically my CO2 sensor here right in the middle-ish. So we'll see how that works. You know, got a ton of content coming in, so subscribe, stay up to date with the videos, and peace out till next time. Alrighty, we got all the fans hooked up. The ACI cords came in just now. So the only one I have is this one right here. So I technically have 3 more fans. I have 1 extra. Not sure if I want to put it up or not, but got another 4 coming. So I could do that whenever. But it looks good. All the wires are majority of the way. Most of the control wires are majority of the way done besides this, and then some of these power wires over here.